All right, so let's move into our section 2, which is AI systems and scaling. I want to know, and this is open for anybody who wants to talk first, what AI or automation tools have truly moved the needle for your business?
I love ChatGPT too. I think we need to make sure that we think first and we ask it to be a tool resource to help us, not let it just speak for you. So that's one. Buyer prediction tool, if you haven't heard of that, buyerprediction.com, I taught my coaching students that. It allows you to put an address and a price point in, and it tells you everything about the buyer, the demographic, what the marketing would be around that. We threw away our listing booklet. How many of you have like 15 versions of your listing presentation? Right. So we don't have that anymore. It's just a one-page document. It's black and white. It's totally boring. But we talk about the market. We talk about who we're attracting, why we're attracting them. And then we use ChatGPT to help us organize that into a streamlined process where we can explain it without doing a dog and pony show, because people are over the dog and pony show. So that's helping. The other tool that I'm loving, where's Bella? That's like the AI queen right there on front row. Beacons is just a godsend. It's like replacing Linktree. If you don't know what Beacons is, we could be here all day, but just write that down and go look it up. You'll love it.
I'm kind of old school, I guess. I don't use ChatGPT a lot. The most recent time that I used it, a customer sent me a ton of notes, like 10 pages of notes that she wanted to have for her upgrades and updates. I put it in ChatGPT and it pretty much just sent me a PDF of, organized. So I don't know, I guess I'm old school. I'm learning more of it, but there's obviously things that I can be doing differently, but I kind of keep it simple and just focus on the customer and keeping that as a priority.
Yeah. That saves you hours. How about virtual staging? Anybody using virtual staging? Yeah.
Yes, 100%, 100% all day long. We've done it for months. So what we use is Box Brownie. And sorry, Jordan, I love you, but we use Box Brownie. So we take he gets the vacant rooms for us. We load it up into Box Brownie and tell it what we want. Like, we want a home gym, we want a dining room. We were just at a house this weekend, my husband and I, and everyone was coming through. It was just 10, 15 people. Man, we just wish we could see the dining room. Well, this house is just awkwardly shaped. And him and I just kept explaining, oh, we would use this room as the dining room. We would use this room. And he looked at me and I looked at him and I said, we need to make a virtual stage of this. So we bought easels from Michael's, just the quick setup, throw them out, put the big board up with a little QR code, and they can scan the code and it says, imagine this was your dining room. And then you can have it do virtual images outside of the board of, oh, well, imagine if it was a gym, or what if it was a play loft for your kids? And so it's you storytelling them through a home. And the way we got the idea was we went to St. Augustine and visited a museum, and my grandson was just scanning every QR code. If you want to take an hour at the Wax Museum, just scan every QR code. And it was really fun because it was telling us the story about the museum. And I thought, why not just do that in a house? Because when you're a buyer's agent, you're showing 10, 15, 20 houses. You don't remember every little detail that someone tells you. And so I think virtual staging is a way to create a story and cast a vision.
What about predictive analytics? You kind of mentioned anybody else doing that sort of predictive analytics like Andrew's doing?
Yeah, we're in the same coaching program. So if you're not in the market distiller, where are you at, Alex? Market distillery is where it's at. So Coach Alex breaks down market analytics in a very, very, very dumb GIGI version. So if you're good with math, I'm so proud of you. I am not. But once I started using those analytics, I started walking into appointments with more confidence instead of, I don't know if you guys do this, maybe it's just dumb me, but you watch like every YouTube video of like how to win the listing appointment on the way there, or you turn on like that banger hit and you're like, I got this. But that doesn't really help you. And so instead what I've done is I turn all that off, and once a month I listen to what Alex has to say about the market, and I pick out 2 or 3 key metrics that really move the needle and that I see the world looking at. And that's where I focus my energy. So when I walk into the appointment, I already know what I'm going to say with them. I'm just listening through and asking questions about what do they know about the market. And that seems to make that connectivity so much better.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Drew does it way better.
Alex. So last question on this topic. What CRM or system is a non-negotiable in running your business?
Follow up, boss. Sorry. You want to go?
Follow Up Boss?
I feel like that should be an affiliate. So if you guys could just tag me in Follow Up Boss, I would really appreciate being like an affiliate for them. Follow Up Boss, I purchased when I was a brand new agent because I did have shiny object. I'm so glad I did on that one thing because no offense to brokers in the room, Follow Up Boss is mine. And I know someone's going to say, well, doesn't Zillow own them? Zillow owns everything and we're still here. So let's just get over it. So Follow Up Boss is very easy to implement. You don't need a lot of tech skill. It makes phone calls. It allows you to text. It allows you to set up automations and systems. It allows you to not lose your leads. It also allows you to not dump. Can I just talk about leads for a minute? Sorry. I got to go on a little rabbit trail for a minute. We need to redefine what a lead is. A lead is someone who invites you to call them back or to meet with them at a future date and gives you their email. I am so sick of seeing people on social media saying, come with me, we've got 50,000 leads in our database and we'll help you become the top agent. They have the leads from everyone else that got crammed in their CRM. You want a qualified lead. And so by using Follow Up Boss, it's really nice because I can have my assistant go in and say, pull everyone that came to an open house in the last 90 days. Then we use chat and say, all right, based on what they gave us as feedback, how can we get them to re-engage with us? What would be a good text to send them? And we can send that messaging out to them. And then you can also track your deals. And so I don't know if you have a spouse like mine who's sitting on the front row, and I love him, but he asked me at the most random times, when's such and such closing? And how much was that? So now I'm like, here's your Follow Up Boss app for your phone. Go look it up. And then now he knows. And so it just does a lot of things. It's very simple to use, and it's yours. It doesn't stay with a broker.